Hello BookTube, this is Weekly Reads. I've had a fantastic reading week. I've been reading the shortlist for the 2022 Kundal Prize. The Kundal is a literary prize focusing on history. I started the reading week finishing up Cuba, An American History by Ada Ferrer. This is a history of Cuba that explores, in large part, the toxic relationship between Cuba and the United States, which started in the late 18th century, but largely really took off in the early 19th century with various U.S. presidents desiring to take Cuba from Spain to sort of supplement the slave power in the American South. And later, during and after Cuba's last War of Independence and the Spanish-American War, practically colonized Cuba for the first 40 years of Cuba's independence, and then the current mutually toxic relationship between the United States and Cuba after the 1959 revolution. I really enjoyed this book. It is amazing. Just a wonderful, epic piece of history writing. I absolutely loved it. Next, I read Aftermath, Life in the Fallout of the Third Reich, 1945 to 1955, by Harald Jahner, translated by Shaun, Whiteside. This is a history of the 10 years after the Second World War, from the occupation to the first years of the formations of the Federal Republic, West Germany, and the Democratic Republic, East Germany. The book is organized via subjects, including like clearing the rubble, relationships, the black market, culture, and it's a really good book. I really enjoyed it, although much like with All That She Carried, the style is a bit odd. And I don't know necessarily if it's just Jahner's general style or a style typical of German historiography. I have read a few works of German history in translation, and they're not quite like this. So thinking maybe it's a bit more Jahner, a bit more maybe cultural history, because cultural history, film, literature, drama, poetry, art play a major role in the book. And again, I really enjoyed it. It's quite good. And then the third book I finished this week, and the one that I finished today, is In the Forest of No Joy, The Congo-Ocean Railroad and the Tragedy of French Colonialism by J.P. Daughton. This is a history of the construction of the Congo-Ocean Railway, which is a railway in what is now the Republic of Congo that goes from Point Noir on the Atlantic coast to Brazzaville, in the capital of the Republic of Congo. The book focuses on the brutality of the construction, the brutality of the French Empire, particularly in Equatorial Africa, the systemic abuses meted out to the workers from the company hired to build the railroad, the colonial authorities, the sheer sort of like humanitarian disaster of lack of food, poor health, hygiene. It's a brutal book, and looks at sort of the ways that the colonial authority hid its the sheer scale of it, as well as claiming that their regulations, which never actually made it into actual practice, mitigated criticisms. Also looks at the criticism of what was going on in French Equatorial Africa. It's a really good book. A bit dry, but I quite enjoyed it. So, what will I be reading this coming reading week? I will be continuing with the Kindle shortlist. I'll be working on this weekend. Hopefully, I'll be able to finish this this weekend, and if not, I'll finish it on Monday. Hopefully, is a Collapse: The Fall of the Soviet Union by Vladislav M. Zubok. This is a history of the last years of the Soviet Union. And then I will hopefully be able to get, over the course of the reading week, before the finalists of the Kindle are announced on Thursday, I'm hoping to get The Perils of Interpreting: The Extraordinary Lives of Two Translators Between Qing China and the British Empire by Henrietta Harrison. This is a history of the early years, or I guess in the early 19th century, of two translators, one Chinese, one British, who worked to translate between the Qing Empire and the British Empire. Hoping to get to this this coming reading week, and hopefully I'll finish it before or by Wednesday. And then I'll do, basically my plan is to that Wednesday at least talk about the 6 books that I finished. Although if I'm lucky, I might be able to get to Not 1 Inch: America, Russia, and the Making of Post-Cold War Stalemate by Emmy Sarotte. This is a look at NATO's expansion into the former Warsaw Pact countries, which violated an agreement made with the Russians. And then I will also be getting to, at some point, and this probably will go into next reading week. So a lot of these will be showing up again next week too, is The Chinese Question: The Gold Rushes and Global Politics by Ngai. This is a look at Chinese immigration, particularly in regards to gold rushes around the world, as well as the Qing Empire's engagement with sort of protecting their subjects as they immigrate. So again, my plan is to have at least 6 of the books finished by the time the shortlist is announced on Thursday. So what I will do is I will do a video probably on Wednesday and talk about the books that I've read, and if I think any of those 6, or which of those 6 will make the finals, or which I predict will make the finals. And of course, acknowledging that the 2 that I haven't gotten to yet could also make the finals and would be awesome. And then I will, before the eventual winners announced, I'll do a video talking about the finalists and then pick a winner and see how that works out. So that's part of my plan for this coming reading week, or booktube week. I also want to try to do some discussion videos, some tags. There's like one tag I want to get to. There'll probably be some book hauls, because I have at least 2 books coming in next week because I pre-ordered them. And then I might order some more. You never know. What else is there? Not a whole lot else. So maybe I'll try to see how things develop. But I do want to talk a bit about the possibility of unhauls as well as NaNoWriMo. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I got for this episode of Weekly Read. So until next week, Thank you, BookTube. Have a great rest of your evening and weekend, and I will see you hopefully on Monday. So until then, thank you and stay safe.